That's a
Oh
great
my
way to
God.
start a call.
What?
I'm just saying, it's a great way to start a call. Good job, guys. Bring out some
Oh,
good.
yeah.
How about this? Two more people share with me. How do you start your day off? It's a routine, like a ritual that you have, how you start your day. That if you don't do it, your day feels off.
For me, is my meditations and practicing my spirituality. So I do that every morning. I'm up by 5 a.m. So between like 5 to 7 a.m. is when I'm doing my meditations, and I use my tarot cards, my candles, and my herbs.
There you go. Love that. Every day. Who else? What is something you do every morning? It's a ritual. Without it, your day feels off.
Mine's pretty traditional. I just need a cup of coffee.
Hey, that's it's a tradition right there. It's not a bad thing. A lot of people will align with that.
Oh, yeah.
How many of you, if you don't have your coffee in the morning, day's ruined,
Oof.
right? Y'all, a lot of you are lying to me right now. I know you're. There's not a lot of psychopaths like me in the world that don't need caffeine in the morning.
I don't drink
I
coffee.
drink decaf.
I need a monster and a shower every morning.
Oof,
There you go.
monster.
A monster shower. Are you just shower energy drinking it up?
Yeah, actually, the shower's with the monster. I just pour it all over myself.
He's got a loofah in one hand and a monster in the other, and he doesn't know which one to put in his mouth. So that goes back. It's kind of a good thing to talk about this morning is routine, right? We are the third day of January. So we're 3 days into this new year, and everyone says new year, new me, and a whole load of new bullshit. Okay. Well, what are you doing differently to make it a new year? What habits, what morning routines, what things are you shaking up?
Mine is a positive mindset and the outlook of the new day. So starting the day instead of being like, oh, I got to do this, I got to do this. I get to do this, I get to do this. And I start the day before. Usually I start the night before, but I'll start Sunday, plan the week, and go from there.
There you go. Start with a plan. I like that. That wasn't her point, but I'm going to definitely bring that out. Start with a plan. And did you hear that she starts the night before? Right? Okay.
Mhm.
What does that mean? You start the night before.
So for me, because it's the night before and I have kids and I need to figure out what's going on with them, I was just kind of winging my day. So now I start, okay, what do I have planned? What do I have to do? And then I'll go with the kids and what are they doing? And then I plan everything. I have to shift everything to make my day happen and their day happen successfully, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. There's a great lesson in that is if you have something that you want to accomplish, you got to have a plan for it. Now, we all have reactive plans. We all have something that we will do naturally in the event that something happens. I guarantee at 3 o'clock in the morning, if someone kicks down Jake's door, he's ready. He's trained for this. This is actually a reaction for him. Well, somebody that hasn't been through the training that Jacob has may have a different emergency reaction. Now, let's translate that to real estate. You have best intentions, and you get a phone call that's requiring your immediate attention. How do you handle it? Well, if you're trained, if you're prepared for it, it's easy. It's just another thing. You're actually excited to handle that situation. You've got the Alexa set up, you got the red lights to turn on, and you've got some Southern Grace to play on the loudspeaker as you do work. Do you know the reference? You're smiling on inside because you know exactly what I'm talking about. You crazy bastards. But the other side of it is if you're not ready, like you don't have your mindset in place and you're just super reactive, you may fumble the ball, you might bobble the call, you might ruin the opportunity. And we get there by being prepared. And by being prepared, meaning that the night before you look at your schedule and say, okay, this is what I've got going on tomorrow. You have somewhat of a plan. You have somewhat of a forward-looking opportunity that says, These are the 9 things that are on my calendar that are non-negotiable. Got to pick up the kids, got to take them to school, got to take them to gymnastics, got to do backflips off the front porch. I don't care what's on your non-negotiable list. Those are things that are on your schedule that do not change. That would become your forward looking. You know that these pillars of time, and you might be 5 or 10 minutes picking the kids up from the mall. That's okay. But you know you have a time frame that you have to be there. And if somebody calls you up and says, hey, Nina, can you do this at 12 o'clock? You instantly know, I got something to do at 12 o'clock. You may not remember what it is, but you go to your calendar, you go, actually, 12 o'clock is full. My next available time is blank. Without taking a second to look at your calendar or even having that plan in place in the first place, are you able to secure your time? You start saying yes to the wrong things. Another thing that Liza said is she spends every Sunday kind of organizing her week. Again, a look ahead. Most husbands in my position would be freaking out right now. My wife just said goodbye. I'm going to Phoenix. You have 3 of the kids. Well, that's a situation. 1, I don't know which 3 kids I have. And 2, I don't know where she's going. 3, I don't know how long she's going to be gone. So now I've got a whole world upended, right? Except her and I have talked about it in depth. And even last night, she reminded me, she said, hey, by the way, tomorrow morning, Sydney, Seth, and I are going up to Phoenix with Nana. Okay, now I have a picture of what's happening. She has now taken the 2 most able kids that I have and left me with the 3 monkeys that I have to keep in cages. But I was reminded of what I had to do today. Not only that, but Sunday, when she planned it, because we have our weekly planning session on Sundays, she told me, hey, we're going to go to Phoenix on Wednesday with Nana. Okay, great. I think we're going to try to get Seth to go with us. Fantastic. I wasn't listening, so I don't know what she was really talking about. So she reminded me of it. But the thing is we had a plan. We built it around it. My calendar just has a giant 8-hour time block on it for today. I don't know what it was for. It just, my time is blocked out for 8 hours today, meaning I'm at home all day. And if I have to go anywhere, I got to take 3 kids with me. Not a problem. I just need to know what's happening. But when somebody texts me or calls me or emails me and says, hey, can we meet tomorrow? I have this little buzz in my head that says, no, you're busy tomorrow. You got something going on. And instead of being an asshole, being like, yeah, we can get together tomorrow, and then I got to cancel or change it, I can be more professional and say, hey, Liza, thank you so much for the opportunity. I'm actually already scheduled for something tomorrow. Is it possible if we do it on Thursday morning or Friday afternoon? When you're prepared, you can be more professional. You're also able to create these boundaries in your life where emergencies can't erupt. Because if it's an emergency for them, does it mean it's an emergency for you? More than likely not. But if you are structured and you are scheduled and you time block yourself to a position where you're not going to change it, now you have a routine to your schedule. You have a routine to your life. You have good habits. If you wake up at 6 o'clock every morning, then you know you probably need to go to bed by a certain time. And if you need to go to bed by a certain time, you need to have dinner done by a certain time. And if you need to have dinner done by a certain time, you better make sure you have a plan for dinner before that happens. A lot of times, if we look into new opportunities, a new year, a new month, a new week, a new mindset, we fail to realize that we have to make new habits. And some of the easiest habits to make are the ones that create the largest impact on our life. Do you have a dinner plan? Do you know what you're eating for a week? That could be boring as hell. But you want to know what the biggest stress of my life is every night my wife has to decide what we're having for dinner. Some of the weeks she nails it. She knows what we're having for 3 or 4 days out. She has a grocery pack, Walmart, I go pick it up. And other days she opens the fridge at 5:30, almost 6 o'clock, and the kids are like, what's for dinner? And I could tell my wife's stressed out. And I said, you know what? Tonight's a leftover night. You can figure it out. But these straight translate into real estate. You have 2 hours of lead gen every day. Who are you going to call? If you're spending 20 minutes of your lead gen figuring out who you're going to call, you don't have a good plan. You're being reactive. Your morning is now shot. Your 8-mile run just became a 30-minute, Scramble. Well, you've got some postcards to send out. You got some happy birthday cards to send out. Where are they? Are they on the desk? Are they in the cabinet? Do you even own them? These are things that are directly going to impact your efficiency. So small habits may be, I have a plan. So on Tuesdays every week, you're going to send out your birthday cards for the week. So Monday night, maybe you should get the birthday cards out of the cabinet and put them on your desk, or put them on the counter where you can see them. One of the best things you can do is have a 66-day challenge for yourself, is to create micro habits. Small, subtle little things that are going to help you build upon your successes so that you create a better routine in the morning, a better routine in the afternoon, and a better routine at night. I guarantee you, you have a stronger routine, you will have a stronger outlook. If you put your phone outside the bedroom and you charge it, and you have your alarm clock, and your alarm goes off at 6 o'clock, are you able to just reach over and hit the sleep button, snooze for an extra 10 minutes? No, you got to get your butt out of bed and go get it and turn it off. And by the chance you did that, you're probably not laying back down.
Mm-hmm.
And that 10 minutes over the course of a year is 60 extra hours in your life. What would you have done with 60 extra hours this last year?
Mm-hmm.
Whole lot of good things. So we can break it down to even 5-minute tasks. If you can do something every day to save yourself 5 minutes, that's 30 extra hours. But if you could save yourself 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes in the afternoon, 5 minutes in your follow-up time, 5 minutes at dinner, 5 minutes at the end of the day, now you're saving 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 minutes, almost an hour a day in lost time. What does that add up to at the end of the year? Those are extra weeks you've given yourself back. Every one of you had things undone from 2023. I know that because there's things that you lied to yourself that you didn't need to. Yeah, it's not that important. I'll do it next year. Some of you still have Christmas decorations up. Not all of them, but some of them. So what is your plan going to be? What's your habit going to be? What are you going to do differently this year, right? We talk about it. We're 3 days in. This is the time where if you haven't done something differently already, you're slow down. This is time to say, you know what? Enough. I'm tired of living the life I've lived. Let's do something different. Let's create a new habit. Let's create a new opportunity. What are your thoughts on that? I saw some good head nods. By the way, head nods lets me know you're listening and it's connecting.
So the one for me, it's super cliche, but it's so true. The dinner planning. I didn't even think about that, but that is a huge sore spot. And it's literally like an hour every day trying to figure out what to do. So I think if I could just set that up and have it laid out for the week, that would save me so much time and so much aggravation throughout.
Yeah, if you invest an hour on Sundays to help plan your week, I mean, it's life planning, it's family planning, it's business planning, it's personal time planning. If you can steal back an hour a day, you could put that hour into something you enjoy. Maybe it's 30 minutes of reading time, or 30 minutes in the sub bath, or whatever you guys have. You know, it might be 30 minutes of a walk. It might be 30 minutes of, white space.
I would just like 30 minutes of not arguing with everyone in the house about who wants what for dinner.
There you go.
Like that would be such a huge shift.
Well, when you have a family of adult children, or children that are a little bit older than teenagers or older teenagers, where they can start being conscious and helping provide value, maybe it's a sit down family session. You have an appointment with your family every Sunday night, and we go over, okay, what things do you have this week? We're going to put them on the calendar. What events, what classes, where do you need to be? If your kids are driving themselves, frees up a lot of time. I am so close to having one of my daughters driving. I'm terrified, but I'm also elated because she'll be able to take herself places, and it gives me time back.
Oh my God, you are so right on that, because my oldest son just started driving and he helps with my youngest son, taking him to school and work, and that helps me tremendously.
Yeah, but when you sit down with them on Sunday night, say, hey, what do you have this week? Your family is part of your team. I hate to say it, but when your family's got an emergency, you will throw work behind you to go take care of it. And it's probably because your 15-year-old daughter forgot her lunch and she's starving at school and melting down. So you got to stop what you're doing and take her food. It's hypothetical.
No, it's true. But I had Uber drop her food off. I was like, I can't get all the way down there in 30 minutes.
Yeah, my Uber is named Nana, so. So, but that's the thing
Uber
is, I want
Eats
you
is my best friend.
you look at these opportunities like, okay, every Sunday, it's not just sitting and planning life. Like we all talk about, oh, I have a business plan. I got a business plan. I got a business plan. But do you have a life plan? This is more than just your real estate. This is your entire 24-hour day. My body is so keen on when I need to go to bed that at 9 o'clock, I start getting sleepy no matter what I'm doing. Because we shut everything down at 8:30 and we go to bed. Last night we were on the couch with my daughter, my wife, and I. We were watching one of our trash TV shows because we enjoy some of that after a full day. And at like 9:15, I like my wife was like, we'll finish this episode and then we'll go to bed. And at 9:15, she goes, "How long is this episode?" And I look at it, I say, "We still have 30 more minutes. I'm calling it. We're gonna finish it later. We're going to bed." And my daughter's like, "What? We don't have school tomorrow, but I have to work. And I got a routine. I don't care if it's Saturday, Tuesday, Friday, 8:30, shut off. It's bedtime." Because there is no 7 days for me. It's not a weekend. It's a full rotation. But when you sit down with your family and you go over a plan, hey, this is the expectation. This is what we've got going on. This is what I've got going on. This is where I'm going to be this week. This is where dad's going to be this week. This is where mom's going to be this week. This is where the sisters and the brothers and everything going on. And if you have a family calendar that you can post somewhere that even has dinner on it, boom. I wish I could show you guys in our kitchen. We have a 15-inch Alexa calendar thing that has the calendar on it. The kids can go, "What's going on today?" Some of these calendars, you can even have chore logs where kids can know what chores they have to do that day and they can check them off. But when you put it out in front of people, it gets stuck to better, held better. When you take a moment to plan, you do better. And as simple as having a plan for the week, and then every night before you're looking at, okay, what do I got going on tomorrow? What do I got going on Tuesday, Thursday? Having a plan, it may suck in the moment. It's not sexy to plan. It's not. Nobody gets excited about spontaneous planning. But when you set yourself up for success, plans are in place, baby. Nobody happened into success. It was planned. There was trial, there was error, there was repeat, there was do it again, there was do this better, there was do this again. There was introspection. There was failure. There was moving forward. There was momentum. It was never I walked outside and the blimp of success landed in my driveway and a golden Oompa Loompa handed me a check. No. You had a plan and you went for it. You may not know you had a plan, but you had a plan. Because as things failed, you adjusted slightly. What I'm asking you to do today is to think about what habits are you holding every day that are secretly part of your plan, because you don't write them down. Tina, is a run on your schedule every morning? Does it say time to run?
It does. It's a
go.
block.
And now it's
block.
something that you do every single day.
So if anyone says, "Hey, let's do yoga or something in the morning," it automatically decline it, because that is my time that I do not give to anyone else. It's mine.
Okay. What else needs to live on your calendar that becomes that? Is your lead gen time the same way between these set hours of the day that you create? Does it automatically deny any appointment?
Yeah, 10 to 12.
There you go. For most of you, you don't even have that time block set. Hell, for most of us, we don't even know how to set it up where it automatically says no. It's called the do not disturb. I am busy. It is okay to say no to people when it's interrupting an important pillar of your day, a non-negotiable big rock. You have my permission. I can't make your silly meeting. Big Dan says I have to do my lead gen. Absolutely. I don't know what it is about leadership in market centers. They preach and they preach and they preach about lead gen, but they'll set freaking meetings at 9 a.m. Tell them no. Why weren't you at the team meeting? Because you set it during lead gen. Set that shit in the afternoon when I got some free time and I might show up. It's out of alignment with my goals.
And it lets your day be longer.
Thursday. What was that?
Yeah. I said it lets your day be longer, because if you hold yourself accountable to, like, let's say 100 calls, and they throw a meeting on your calendar, you are not ending your day until your 100 calls are met. So my day didn't end yesterday till 6:29 because I needed to get through 103 calls. But my team lead kept wanting to jump on a Zoom call and threw my day completely off.
I tell them no. I haven't been in the office in over a week, but I am probably the most reachable person in this country. Everyone can call me, reach me. I'm on Zoom, I'm on phones, I'm on texts. I don't need to be in the office. They want me to be in the office just to show face. It's out of alignment with my goals. Today, number one goal is daddy. I'm being daddy today. I got to be home with the kids. I'm just glad that we have internet and these kids can play games and we can go walk and we can do things together because I can find the 30 minutes in between to do calls. Same thing happened yesterday. I got 5 kids out of school this week. My life is chaos. I love it. But when my team lead says, hey, I need you to fill this out by tomorrow, I responded back, no, I'll get it done when I can, probably over the weekend. And if he's not okay with that, that's his fault because he has a goal and he has an agenda, but he hasn't asked me what I got going on. So if you need to set an appointment with somebody, say, hey, first things first, you got a minute? I'm going to call him. I'm going to be respectful. If I need to speak with you, I'm like, hey, you got a minute? And if I get a yes, phone call. If I get a no, I usually get a, hey, but I will be free around this time. And then it turns into, hey, I need about 30, 45 minutes of your time. Kind of important. This is what we're going to go over. What works for your calendar? Knowing that I got some time blocks and set up that I can't move. Some of the things I can. But when you need to set appointments and you need to set time for people, you're doing so on your schedule. Take control. Your success is your responsibility. Your responsibility. Y-O-U-R. Not M-O-N-E. M-I-N-E, mine. I was going to spell money, M-O-N-E-I. So
That's my actual maiden name, M-O-N-I-E. So when you kept saying it, I was like, oh, you about to say my maiden name?
it's not Stephanie's responsibility. It's yours. Yeah, I'm gonna throw some thick sauce on you. You know, who's at fault for the failures of last year? You are.
Oh.
Who's responsible for the deals that you did last year? You are. Who's responsible for all the good things and the bad things in your life? You are. And the faster you learn that, the faster you can get past yourself. Man, I hate planning. I like spontaneity. I like to do things when I feel like doing them. I don't like to do things on a schedule. Well, it's January 2nd, last night, 9 o'clock at night, well, maybe 8:30. My wife and I were booking our Disney plans for Christmas next year. Because instead of buying a whole bunch of gifts, we're taking the kids to Disney. Thank God I learned about that. That was a great opportunity. Somebody told me about that, and I'm like, we're doing it. And we put it to a vote, and the whole family voted yes. Well, Sky said no because he's a whiny little baby. And he got outvoted anyways. Doesn't matter. It was 6-1. But we're planning it almost a year in advance. And if someone says, hey, Dan, let's plan a trip to Disney next month, it's going to be $8,000. I'm going to be like, what? Well, you tell me, hey, let's plan a trip to Disney for Christmas. It's $8,000. My brain goes, oh, cool. So we got 10 months to pay it off. That's $800 a month. That's easy. That's light work, son. It becomes a lot more palatable. Hey, Jason, you got to call 1,000 people this month. Or by the end of March, you got to talk to 1,000 people. Oh, that's light work, son. I got that. When you time block yourself, you give yourself freedom to think bigger.
Yeah.
Chip it away. How do you eat an elephant? Anyone know the rest of the saying?
One bite at a time.
One bite at a time, baby. One bite at a time. The task in front of you may be daunting and astronomically large. It might be one of the biggest things you've ever tried to do, like your taxes or getting your books figured out or getting set up. But no matter how big the elephant is, you eat it the same way. One bite at a time. One phone call at a time. One text at a time. I posted yesterday that I got my broker's license. So I had 200 and some odd people throughout my social medias say thank you, congratulations. So my job has been to respond to even every one of them. It's a daunt. I don't want to do that. It's boring. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Hey, thanks. You're the best. Thanks. Like, that's boring to me, but I'm doing it for engagement. So I got to do it one at a time. One at a time. Even I have to do things I don't want to do in order to go to where I want to go. And instead of fighting it, I'm learning to like it. I'm learning to love it. I'm learning to enjoy the bullshit, the pain in my lungs when running, right? For those of you who know what I'm talking about, it's hard to get used to, but you got to learn to love it because you're doing something better for yourself.
Mhm.
The pain of having somebody hang up on you or say some really indignant stuff, you're building the habit of not letting it affect you.
Yeah.
And you learn to like it. If anyone's ever been in a room with me where I had a really grumpy or an asshole caller, it's kind of funny because I don't respond. I'm like, oh, well, that guy was in a bad mood. Well, then someone hangs up on me. I'll call him right back. Someone says some off-color things to me. I have fun with it. I'm all, damn, someone pissed in his Cheerios. All right, Karen, have a nice day. Because I don't let it affect me. I actually got to a point where I enjoy it. And you will get there too. You just have to push yourself, right? If you're going to walk through mud, you better start enjoying mud. Because otherwise, every step is going to suck. But if you
Mhm.
know every step I'm taking gets me further and further out of this mud, you're going to learn to be like, hey, each step I'm getting stronger. Each step the mud's getting heavier and deeper and thicker and colder, but I'm getting better. When I was in football, one of the things we trained in was sand.
Mhm. Mhm.
I don't know if you've ever seen a bunch of 300-pound giant men running in sand. It is hilarious. One, we're not very coordinated. And two, sand is tough as shit to run in. But you want to know something? When we were up against other opponents that didn't train in sand, they had no chance. Because no matter what footing we had, no matter what turf we were on, no matter where we played, we found our footsteps. Because we were training in an environment that was hostile. And we learned to love it. We got faster, we got stronger, we got more able. Because we were doing things to push ourselves to be better. We created good habits. So think about that today as you're going into your tomorrow. Have I looked ahead at what I got going on Thursday? Do I have a plan? If not, figure it out. If you fail to plan, then you're absolutely planning to fail.
Fail. Yeah.
So take a moment today, if you don't have a plan, and put a small one together. Put a plan to sit down with your family Sunday night or Saturday night, whatever works for your guys' schedule, and plan your friggin' week. Plan a month, plan a vacation, plan the year. You want to send out most postcards? People don't send them because they don't know what they're going to send. We'll sit down and make a plan for a whole year and create it. On the 15th of every month, these are the postcards I send out. Do you believe me when I tell you I'm giving you success secrets? I'm giving you the keys to unlock the doors that you need to walk through.
Mhm.
Is it hard? It's not difficult.
Mindset.
It's all up here, people. The only thing that matters is the gray matter. So get it figured out. Did you learn something today?
Always.
What's for dinner?
Black eyed peas.
There we go. Have a great Wednesday, my friends. High five.